could really upset the order of things.
Avenue to New York is P5.
Could be interesting. All right, where your stream is live, boys. They're live at 5. Yeah. Okay. Well, see, the cobblestones give you some grip. You know, and all those grooves in them, huh? Mechanical grip.
Johnny Prince in Avenue to New York is P4.
Yep. All right, boys. Here we go. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure I got Jim on the right speaker.
Todd in Avenue to IA copyright NA is
Ah, there he is. Hello, J2. Where's J1? Is J1 in here?
Johnny Prince in Avenue to IA copyright NA is 4th.
Aha. Kablamo, boys. We are qualifying.
The qualification session is in Paris, France.
What the hell? What
Johnny
the hell?
Prince from New Zealand.
Jeez, boys.
George V is 8th on mediums.
Yeah, it is stupid. For those that are just joining in, there is no pits tonight. Because some of us can't even pit. Not to mention,
copyright ES is 2nd on mediums.
No, there's certain cars that start you to the right, and I was in one where literally it started me on the right and I couldn't even get into a pit. Nope. Right, left, didn't matter. There is no pitting if you. This track is fucked. Or, as the French say, foot. It is foot. Well, that's the other thing is that when the cars in the pits are not, you can't drive through them. They're still physical. Oh yeah. So bot is no, you can't. Bot, as a matter of fact, is almost an immovable object. Do not crash into bot. He's the red car off to the right. You will go flying if you do.
Johnny Prince in place du Trocadero is 5th.
No.
The race dictator from New Zealand in Avenue to New York is P3 on mediums.
Yeah, I'm catching you.
Minutes remaining in the session. Todd from New Zealand in Avenue de Alau is 8th on mediums. That Canadian guy in Avenue de Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is 1st on mediums. That Canadian guy is up 8.50 in Statue A copyright Quester to Washington. That Canadian guy is up 8.73 in Avenue de Alau. That Canadian guy is up 8.89 in place du Costa Rica. That Canadian guy is up 9.28 in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson.
And this is not brown, it is beige.
That Canadian guy improved his first with a 2:02.188. The Race Dictator in Avenue de Champs 8/4000 Lisa copyright ES is second. The Race Dictator improved his second with a 2:03.675. 1.487 off pole. Illis from New Zealand in Avenue Marceau is 7th up 21.00 on mediums.
Whoa! Oh, that was a pucker moment. Serious pucker moment.
17.026 off pole. The Race Dictator is 4th up 0.56.
Who am I holding up?
The Race Dictator is up 0.95 in place due to...
Sorry, Shorty. I'm on the pliers for me. Oh, the wall. Damn it.
The Race Dictator is up 0.79 in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson.
Oh, shit. I tagged the wall.
Jason Short is provisional pole with a 2:01.278.
Go ahead, Canadian guy.
YH8 Racing from New Zealand in Avenue George V is 6th. YH8 Racing improved his P3 with a 2:02.989.
I have the curse of the camel toe.
Off pole. Illis in Avenue Pierre 1.
You're in the cannon.
Is P7
You're in the cannon.
15.76. 5 minutes.
You're like Nigel Mansell.
Illis improved his 7th with a 2:04.13.
Sure.
2.835 off pole. Chris Butt from New Zealand in Avenue to New York is 8th up 16.83 on mediums. Chris Butt improved his 8th with a 2:04.361. 3.083 off pole. That Canadian guy in Rue Lena Trey is P2 up 0.64. That Canadian guy is up 0.74 in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson. That Canadian guy improved his 2nd with a 2:01.654. 0.376 off pole. Illis in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is 7th up 0.47.
Damn it.
Illusv improved is P3 with a 202.525. 1.247 off gold. Chris Budd in Avenue de New York is P8 up 0.15. Jason Short from New Zealand in Avenue de Alau is P1 on softs. Best lap is a 201.278. That Canadian guy in Rue Lena Trey is P2 up 0.24. Todd in Avenue du PRA copyright Sident Wilson is 5th up 0.12. Jason Short from New Zealand in Avenue de New York is first up 0.14. Todd in Rue Benjamin Franklin is 5th up 0.30. Jason Short is provisional pole with a 201.008. Todd is up 0.52 in Avenue du PRA copyright Sident Wilson. Todd improved his third with a 202.183. 1.175 off.
Ah, Jesus, I cannot put it together today.
YH8 Racing in Avenue de New York is 5th up 0.29.
Screw it, pack the pack. You being race what?
Admin.
No time to practice today. I've been trying to be like you, trying to put together a side hustle. All weekend, all my nights, till about midnight or 1.
Todd in Avenue de Alau is third up 0.11. Jason Short in Avenue de New York is first up 0.19. Todd in Avenue de New York is third up 0.16. Todd is up 0.19 in Avenue Pierre 1 ER de Servi.
I think so. Radio boys. Yeah, I've got 26.
Chris Budd in Avenue George V is 8th. Broadcast bot is P20.
Yeah. I've got 26, that's 24 minutes and 9 seconds. So. Yeah, right. You psycho. It might farther back, but who knows. But we aren't going to do pits, exactly. Rightio, boys.
The race session is held in Paris, France.
Is it 3 wide? Rightio, boys.
20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Todd is P2.
Whoa! Whoa, boys!
Avenue de IA copyright NA is third on mediums.
I'm right beside you, somebody.
YH8 Racing lost third to the race dictator.
Oh, come on, boys! What is going on?
New Zealand in Avenue du PRA copyright side and Wilson is fourth.
No!
Illis from New Zealand in Rue de Longchamp is P5 on mediums. The race dictator in place du Trocadero is fourth. Illis in place du Costa Rica is P5.
Racing incident.
The race dictator in Avenue de New York is P4. Johnny Prince from New Zealand in Avenue de New York is 8th on mediums. That Canadian guy in Avenue de Champs 8 per thousand Lisa copyright ES is P3 on mediums, 0.4 behind Todd. Todd from New Zealand in Avenue de IA copyright N8 is P3 on mediums, 0.2 behind that Canadian guy. The race dictator in Avenue du PRA copyright side and Wilson is P4, 0.9 behind Todd. The race dictator passed Todd for P3. Illis in Rue de Longchamp is P4 battling Todd. Todd in place 2 Trocadero is P5, 0.6 behind Illis. That Canadian guy in Avenue de New York is second, 1.0 behind Jason Short. Todd in Avenue de New York is fifth, 0.2 behind Illis. That That Canadian guy in Avenue Marceau is second, 0.6 behind Jason Short. That Canadian guy is now P1. Todd in Avenue de Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is P4, 0.7 behind Illis.
Oh no!
Chris Budd from New Zealand in Avenue de Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is P7 on mediums, 0.9 behind Johnny Prince.
Soft's going off.
Todd in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson on lap 3 is 4th, 0.9 behind Illis. "15 minutes remaining in the session. Chris Budd in Ruta Magdeburg is P7, 0.8 behind Johnny Prince. Chris Budd lost P7 to Jason Short. Todd in Avenue Paul Daumer is P4, 1.0 behind Illis. Illis in Avenue de New York is P3, 1.0 ahead of Todd. Todd in Avenue de New York is 4th. Best lap is a 2:07.220. 5.314 off the fastest lap. Illis in Avenue George V is P3, 0.5 ahead of Todd. Todd in place Charles de Gaulle is 4th.
Pinball approach.
0 behind Illis. Illis in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is P3, 1.0 ahead of Todd. Todd in place de Mexico is 4th on mediums, 0.9 behind Illis.
J1 is 102 flat-ish.
Illis in Rue Benjamin Franklin is 3rd, 1.0 ahead of Todd.
J1 is gone. I don't know where he is. I can't even see him anymore. Jesus. Oh, there you are, way up there.
Todd in Avenue de New York is 4th, 2.0 behind Illis.
Win it or bin it.
Illis in Avenue Marceau is P3 on mediums, 2.0 ahead of Todd. Todd in Avenue de Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is P4, 0.8 behind Illis.
Ooh, nice.
Illis in Avenue de IA copyright NA is P3.
20191, what is it? 201198?
Todd en route to Longchamp is P4, 1.8 behind Illis.
Oh, shit.
Johnny Prince from New Zealand in Avenue de Alau is P6, 0.5 behind YH8 Racing. Johnny Prince was 2.8 faster last lap.
Your tires red yet,
Prince
Dave?
Is now 5th.
Yeah.
Todd en route LENA Trey is P4 on mediums, 1.3 behind Illis. Chris Butt in Boulevard Dealey Cert on lap 5 is 8th, 0.6 behind YH8 Racing. Chris Butt was 1.4 faster last lap. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Chris Butt passed YH8 Racing for P7. YH8 Racing in Avenue de New York is P8, 1.2 behind Chris Butt. Chris Butt was 1.4 faster last lap.
Yep.
Jason Short from New Zealand in Avenue George V is P6 on softs, 3.4 behind Johnny Prince. YH8 Racing in place Charles de Gaulle is 8th, 1.0 behind Chris Butt. Chris Butt was 15.4 faster last lap. Jason Short en route to Longchamp is P6. Best lap is a 2:01.198.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Oui, oui.
YH8 Racing in Avenue de Alau is P8, 1.3 behind Chris Butt. Jason Short en route LENA Trey is 6th, 1.8 behind Johnny Prince.
Like that USB cord?
Todd from New Zealand in Avenue Marceau is 3rd, 2.7 behind the race dictator. Jason Short in Avenue George V is P6, 2.5 behind Johnny Prince. Todd in Avenue du PRA copyright side and Wilson is 3rd. Best lap is a 2:02.384. 1.254 off the fastest lap. Jason Short en route to Magdeburg is P6, 2.3 behind Johnny Prince. Todd en route Benjamin Franklin is P3, 1.8 behind the race dictator. Jason Short in Boulevard Dealey Cert is P6 on softs, 2.4 behind Johnny Prince. Jason Short passed Johnny Prince for 5th. Todd and Avenue Marceau is P3 on mediums, 2.2 behind the race dictator.
Jimbo, where are ya?
YH8 Racing in Avenue de New York is P8, 3.6 behind Chris Budd. Todd from New Zealand in Avenue de IA Copyright NA is 3rd, 4.1 behind the race dictator. 5 minutes remaining in the session. YH8 Racing in place Charles de Gaulle is 8th, 3.0 behind Chris Budd.
Cursing trends up fast.
Chris Budd in Avenue du PRA Copyright Sidon Wilson is 7th, 3.1 ahead of YH8 Racing.
You need a hug, Dave?
Avenue to New York is P3, 4.4 behind the race dictator. Gillespie Avenue to New York is 4th on mediums, 0.6 behind Todd. Gillespie was 0.6 faster last lap. Chris Budd in Avenue to New York is P7, 3.9 behind Johnny Prince.
The Petit Catetre.
Jason Short in place Charles de Gaulle on lap 9 is P5, 3.6 behind Gillespie. Chris Budd in place Charles de Gaulle is 3.3 behind Johnny Prince.
The chocolate starfish.
Jason Short in Avenue de Elau is 5th, 1.8 behind Gillespie. Chris Budd in place to Mexico on lap 9 is P7, 3.1 behind Johnny Prince.
Okay, quick tire check. I got 3 yellow. Uh-huh.
Todd in Avenue to New York is 3rd, 4.0 behind the race dictator. Jason Short in Avenue du PRA Copyright Sidon Wilson is 0.9 behind Gillespie.
That's so cruel.
Todd in Avenue de IA Copyright NA is P3,
So temp's okay, but the wear's gone.
Jason Short from New Zealand in Avenue de IA copyright NA is 5th, 4.0 behind Illis. Chris Butt in Avenue de IA copyright NA is P7, 3.8 behind Johnny Prince. Jason Short in Place du Trocadero is 5th.
Angry Dave's back, I'm
just
scared.
Finished the race. That Canadian guy finished P1.
All of mine are yellow.
The race dictator finished P2. Todd finished P3.
No, we're done.
Illis finished 4th. Jason Short finished 5th. Chris Butt is 6th. Johnny Prince finished 6th.
Oh. Oh, you are crazy. Go hard. And fade to black.
Broadcast bot is 9th.
That is so funny. What? Oh crap. I'm trying to recall. No, I think you need to go up. I think because they take their heart. I can't remember. Yeah, you're. Yeah.
Broadcast bot is P9. The race session is at in Paris, France.
Why are you back there, Dave? Yeah. Weird. Oh no, you didn't finish. You didn't. No, you didn't finish. That's the correct. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Here we go.
20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Jason Short is P2. Jason Short passed Johnny Prince for P1. Johnny Prince from New Zealand in Avenue de IA copyright N8 is P2 on mediums. Todd from New Zealand in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is third on mediums.
Oh shit! Sorry about that, Chris. You glitched in front of me.
From New Zealand is P4.
I'm not sure. You glitched or I glitched. Well, maybe it was somebody else. I tailed somebody.
Johnny
oh, sorry, Paul.
Place du Trocadero is P2.
No, I was just hanging behind you, and then all of a sudden I'm tangled up in you.
Todd in Boulevard Dealey Cert is third. Johnny Prince in Avenue de New York is P2. Todd in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is P2.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Who just took me out?
Johnny Prince in
oh,
Avenue
this is a mess.
The 5th is P2, 0.2 ahead of Todd. Todd in place Charles de Gaulle is third, 0.1 behind Johnny Prince. YH8 Racing from New Zealand in Avenue de IA copyright N8 is 6th on hards, 0.9 behind that Canadian guy. Chris Bunnett from New Zealand in Rue de Longchamp is P4 on mediums, 1.1 behind Tom. Johnny Prince in Rue Benjamin Franklin is second. Best lap is a 2:10.563. 1.440 off the fastest lap. Chris Bunnett in Boulevard Dealey Cert is fourth. Best lap is a 2:14.068. 4.945 off the fastest lap. Johnny Prince in Avenue de New York is second, 1.6 behind Jason Short. The Race Dictator from New Zealand in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is 7th on mediums, 1.0 behind YH8 Racing. Todd in place Charles de Gaulle is P3, 1.5 behind Johnny Prince.
Oh.
The Race Dictator in Avenue de IA copyright N8 is 7th, 0.8 behind YH8 Racing. Todd in Rue de Longchamp is P3, 0.2 behind Johnny Prince. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Todd passed Johnny Prince for P2. Johnny Prince in place du Trocadero is P3, 0.3 behind Todd. YH8 Racing in place du Trocadero is P7, 0.8 behind the race dictator. Johnny Prince from New Zealand in Avenue de New York is third, 1.4 behind Todd. That Canadian guy in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is fifth on Hearts. Best lap is a 2:01.812. YH8 Racing in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is P8, 1.0 behind Illis. Johnny Prince in Avenue de IA copyright NA is P3. Best lap is a 2:04.078. 2.266 off the fastest lap. YH8 Racing in Avenue de IA copyright NA is P8, 1.2 behind Illis. Chris Butt in place du Trocadero is P4 on mediums, 2.0 behind Johnny Prince.
Skid marks, green skid marks.
Johnny Prince in Rue LENA Trey is third, 2.6 ahead of Chris Butt. Todd in Avenue de New York is second, 0.7 behind Jason Short. Todd is now P3. Johnny Prince in Avenue Pierre 1 AR de Serbi is fourth, 3.5 behind Todd. That Canadian guy in Avenue de Champs 8 per thousand Lisa copyright ES is fourth, 0.1 behind Johnny Prince. That Canadian guy lost fourth to Chris Butt. Chris Butt in Avenue de IA copyright NA is P4, 0.2 ahead of that Canadian guy. Chris Butt lost fourth to that Canadian guy.
No, shit!
Dictator in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is sixth, 1.0 behind Chris Butt. The race dictator passed that Canadian guy for fourth. That Canadian guy in Rue de Longchamp is fifth, 0.4 behind the race dictator. The race dictator was 5.6 faster last lap.
I take it we have very different lines through there.
Chris Butt in place du Trocadero is sixth, 2.0 behind that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy was 1.6 faster last lap. That Canadian guy in Rue LENA Trey is fifth, 0.7 behind the race dictator. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Chris Butt in Avenue to New York is 6th, 2.4 behind that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy in Avenue Marceau is 5th, 0.9 behind the race dictator. Chris Butt in Avenue de Champs 8/1000 Lisa copyright ES is P6, 0.1 behind that Canadian guy. Illis in Avenue de IA copyright NA is 7th, 0.8 behind Chris Butt. Illis was 8.9 faster last lap. Chris Butt from New Zealand in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is 6th, 0.7 behind that Canadian guy. Chris Butt lost P6 to Illis. The race dictator in Place du Trocadero is 4th, 2.4 behind Johnny Prince. Chris Butt in Place du Trocadero is 7th, 0.8 behind Illis. Illis was 8.9 faster last lap. Todd in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is P2 on mediums, 0.7 behind Jason Short. Jason Short was 0.7 faster last lap. Chris Butt in Avenue to New York is P7, 0.7 behind Illis. The race dictator is 4th, 1.6 behind Johnny Prince. That Canadian guy in Avenue de Champs 8/1000 Lisa copyright ES is 7th, 0.9 behind Chris Butt. Chris Butt in Avenue de IA copyright NA is P6, 0.1 ahead of that Canadian guy. Chris Butt lost P6 to that Canadian guy.
No.
Chris Butt passed that Canadian guy for P6.
My mediums just turned yellow in the rear.
The race dictator in Avenue de Alao is P4 on mediums, 1.6 behind Johnny Prince. Chris Butt in Place du Trocadero is 6th, 0.5 behind Illis. Todd in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is 2nd, 0.4 behind Jason Short. The race dictator in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is P4, 0.6 behind Johnny Prince. Chris Butt in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is 6th, 0.5 behind Illis. Illis was 2.2 faster last lap. The race dictator in Prince Charles de Gaulle is 4th, 0.3 behind Johnny Prince. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Chris Butt in place. Charles de Gaulle is 6th, 0.8 behind Illis. The race dictator en route to Longchamp is 4th, 0.4 behind Johnny Prince. That Canadian guy en route to Longchamp is 7th, 0.8 behind Chris Butt. Chris Butt was 0.6 faster last lap. The race dictator en route Benjamin Franklin is P4. Best lap is a 2:02.219. 0.407 off the fastest lap. That Canadian guy en route Benjamin Franklin is P7 on hards, 0.2 behind Chris Butt.
Come on, you're right, Johnny.
Johnny Prince from New Zealand in Avenue to New York is 4th, 0.1 behind the race dictator. The race dictator was 1.3 faster last lap. That Canadian guy in Avenue to New York is 7th, 0.4 behind Chris Butt. Johnny Prince in place. Charles de Gaulle is P4 on mediums, 0.5 behind the race dictator. The race dictator was 0.9 faster last lap. Chris Butt in place. Charles de Gaulle is P7, 0.2 behind that Canadian guy. Johnny Prince en route to Magdeburg is P4, 0.4 behind the race dictator. That Canadian guy en route to Magdeburg is 6th, 0.5 ahead of Chris Butt. Johnny Prince in Avenue Paul Daumer is 4th, 0.5 behind the race dictator. Todd in Avenue to New York is 2nd, 0.6 behind Jason Short. Johnny Prince in Avenue to New York is P4, 0.2 behind the race dictator. Todd in Avenue to Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is P2, 0.7 behind Jason Short. Johnny Prince in Avenue to Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is P4 on mediums, 0.3 behind the race dictator. That Canadian guy in Avenue de Champs 8 per 1000 Lisa copyright ES is 6th, 0.4 behind Illis. Johnny Prince in Avenue du PRA copyright Sidon Wilson is P4 on mediums, 0.6 behind the race dictator. That Canadian guy en route to Longchamp is 6th. Johnny Prince en route Benjamin Franklin is 4th. Best lap is a 2:03.417. 1.605 off the fastest lap. That Canadian guy en route Benjamin Franklin is 6th. 0.1 behind Hillis. That Canadian
Sorry, Johnny, I did that on purpose, you know.
Last lap. That Canadian guy passed Hillis for P5.
No, I knew you were gonna get a run on me, so I slowed down a little extra to make you brake. I know it was an asshole move, but I'm gonna hold this position.
The leader has just finished the race. Jason Short from New Zealand finished P1. Todd finished 2nd. The race dictator finished P3. Johnny Prince finished 4th. That Canadian guy finished P5. Hillis finished 6th. Chris Butt finished P7.
It'll... Oh yeah, look at that standing. There's a car standing. Oh, don't be sick. Don't spew, man. Don't spew. Fade to black. Good fun, boys.
Broadcast bot is 9.
Even though Dave hates the track, the rest of us like it. Yeah. Yeah. No, my mediums were yellow. It was alright.